What's up, everybody? Welcome into the FYF live show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined by my dancing co-host, John Luke Garofalo. No hoodie today. Sun's out, guns out, ready to rock.
Yes, sir. It's going fantastic, Simon. Boxing, tight punches all the time. Just walking around my neighborhood, looking like I'm about to fight somebody.
Yeah, you gotta rip the sleeves off, or at least one of them at some point. Someone looks you in the eyes, and you just take a sleeve and go, ugh, take it off. Rock'em sock'em style. We got some people.
Doing,
I'm doing all right. I had to see a man about a dog, so I apologize to everybody in the chat for the delay there. So, look, where does that expression come from? I got to see a man about a dog.
I think it has to do with getting yourself a new golden retriever.
Ooh, and that suddenly means you have to poop as well. Joe, for some reason, I'm getting some like real delay in your video. You keep freezing, and then I'm not hearing audio randomly. Not sure what's going on, but while we figure that out, there's some people here ready to say hello. You're entirely frozen right now. Said shit's got to get done. We understand. Welcome in, Amateur Hour. Glad to have you here. Dynasty Dave stopping by in the chat. Welcome in, my friend Dave. Glad to have you here. And he said, JL Rocky Garofalo. Oh, no, you froze again for a second there, but hopefully it's overall resolved. Nope, unless you're just a non-blinking, non-moving kind of guy. There we go. Those blinks look in tune. Oh, we'll find out. And if it's a little delayed, it's a little delayed. And we rock with slightly slowed down, Joe. Maybe it's my perception and not reality that's going on right here.
That's probably what it is.
Scamper said, good morning, peepsies. Oh, I like that one. It's cute. And we got J-Label 5883 saying hello all. What's up, J-Label? Sorry for using your full government name there. Put in the 5883 as well. That reminds me, Joe, one of my best friends growing up, me and another friend went over to his house, got on his Xbox Live account, and we looked at his username. And we're in elementary school. And we realized the numbers and the words after it in his Xbox Live username are his home address. As a third grader, he used his home address as his Xbox Live gamer tag on there. And we were like, dude, you can't just put your home address as your username on Xbox. Like, that's maybe the worst place to put your home address.
Did he change it?
He left the numbers in there. And to this day, the numbers of his childhood home address are still on there, but he did remove the street name from the end of it.
Hey, he hasn't gotten attacked in like 15, 20 years, so he's fine.
And you know what? They moved houses as well. So I guess it all works
now
out.
He's just messing somebody else up.
Now he's just doxing somebody else's home with pizzas every time he pisses someone off on Xbox Live. Amateur Hours had changed it to his parents' credit card number. Yeah, 100%. Well, guys, today we got some fun games for you. If you watch the morning show, you know about our segment Hypothetically. We're going to get into that a little bit later. But before we do that, there was a couple things that happened around the league that I wanted to talk to you about today, JL. First and foremost, I hope you don't mind if I jump in here. I saw the news that the Cowboys placed the second round tender on restricted free agent Brandon Aubrey. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, that's a kicker. And then I started reading into what is this? And I was like, wait, like what the hell happens with restricted free agents?
In the NFL?
Like how does this happen? What is the difference between a restricted free agent and an unrestricted free agent besides just team has right of refusal? Like I realized I had never quite looked into that. So for some context, they placed the second round tender on their kicker, Brandon Aubrey, who was an undrafted player. That second round tender now means that if another team wants him, they can make him an offer. Dallas has the ability to match that offer. And if they don't, they will get a second round pick in return. Now, this is weird to me because players leave all the time in free agency and go do stuff. So I wondered what's the difference. And it's fairly simple. Players that have 4 or more accrued seasons in the NFL, not just with the team. If you've accrued 4 or more seasons in the NFL, when your contract expires, you're just a free agent. But if you've accrued 3 or fewer seasons in the NFL when your contract expires, you become a restricted free agent. So it has entirely to do with how many years you've accumulated in the NFL. You've only done 3, your team has the right of first refusal to drafting you, which was not the mechanic I expected to determine whether you were a restricted or unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, that is a little bit different. And it's only dependent on years. It's not like a contract thing.
No, it's only dependent on years. And then how it goes after that. Yeah, a player with 3 accrued seasons and an expired contract becomes a restricted free agent. A player with 4 or more accrued seasons and an expired contract is free to negotiate sign with any team. There's one other wrinkle thrown in there. Any player with fewer than 3, so 2 or few accrued seasons and an expired contract, can become an exclusive rights free agent if his original team offers him a 1-year deal at the league minimum. So if you've got 2 or fewer and your contract expires, say you're an undrafted free agent, you only sign a 2-year deal, not a 3-year deal, and that contract expires, and then your team wants to keep you, it's basically like that 5th-year option on some of those rookie deals. Instead, you get a 30-year option where they become an exclusive rights free agent. And that's basically where the player cannot negotiate with other teams at that point. It's like picking up their option after that. But that doesn't happen with these high draft picks. That's only going to be with some of these late undrafted players.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I like that mechanic where you can make a player a restricted free agent, get something back in return. I feel like from the team's perspective, that's awesome. You could just be throwing these tenders on anybody. You get a 10, you get a 10.
There are restrictions. So, like, let's say a good example is Taysom Hill a couple years ago. The New Orleans Saints put a first-round tender on him whenever he was a restricted free agent. But what that meant, especially since he was not a first-round draft pick, is that they could not place a first-round tender or get a first-round pick in return for any other restricted free agents. The most they could get in return, even if it was with a first-round pick on that restricted free agent tag, would be a second-round pick. So you only get one of those per year is what it sounds like.
Oh, okay. Just one. So you got to use it. And do most teams, you think, use it?
It doesn't happen very often,
many
is
players,
what it sounds like. Yeah, it doesn't happen all that often.
Have to be like within a certain window. It's a pretty tight window.
But it's interesting. I think like a kicker, a high-value kicker is a situation where this comes into play. They're usually not drafted very high. They're very important to a team to keep them. You've got this young guy, only been in the league 3 years, who's looking to be the highest paid kicker in the NFL. Makes sense. Like, I don't think Brandon Aubrey is asking for something ridiculous based on what he's done, based on his age, based on the value of that position in the league. But the Cowboys are also incentivized to not pay him $10 million a year. You know what I mean? They've got a $5.346 million. That would be what the 1-year contract is after this, that is required from the second round tender that they put on him. So we'll see if other teams are willing to put that forward or something higher, but it gives Dallas the opportunity to match it. We'll see what happens from that point going forward. But it was interesting to dig into the restricted free agent mechanics a little bit.
That is pretty cool. I saw, speaking of free agents, I saw Kyler Murray still has not talked with the Cardinals at all.
There was conflicting reports, right? Like someone came out and said he did, and then he came out and said, I haven't talked to them at all. He's gone, man. That guy is not going back.
Yeah. Who do you think is gonna be a quarterback there in 2026? Is it gonna be a rookie, or do you think they'll try to get somebody else, somebody like a veteran?
I think they'll probably try to bring a veteran in there. We'll see. I'm curious, who do they have on the roster currently behind Kyler Murray? Like, is there any other quarterback sitting there that they'd be comfortable starting at this point? Yeah, I think there's a decent chance they roll with Jacoby Brissett as the quarterback.
Is he still on contract this year?
I don't know, but that probably wouldn't be a wildly ridiculous, expensive contract to sign. They could sign him to a 1-year deal at this point.
True. I mean, after the way he played last year, what if he like commands a massive salary? He's just like, did you see me play last year? I basically got you some wins myself on my back.
He signed a 2-year, $12.5 million contract in March of 2025. So he is still on the roster. I think they signed him to that in hopes of him being like a high-end backup QB, but that shows me they believe in him a little bit. He'll probably run as the starter, though. It could be the guy that I saw is going to be officially released at the beginning of the league season by the Atlanta Falcons, Kirk Cousins. That is a dude who clearly wants to be a starter somewhere in the NFL still. I don't think he's going to take a backup job somewhere, but there's a couple QB needy teams out there that could sign a Kirk. And I think the Arizona Cardinals are one of them. I got a little list of teams. The Cardinals are sitting at the top for me, but the Jets, the Browns, the Dolphins, the Steelers, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back, and then even as weird as he would look in the purple and gold, the Minnesota Vikings could be a spot where Kirk Cousins lands. So I think there's a chance that we see some like swapsies around the league with these teams. Kyler Murray ends up on the Jets. Kirk Cousins ends up on the Cardinals. Tua Tagovailoa ends up on the Vikings. Like, I don't know
if he
what
ends
we're
up
gonna
on the
see going on here.
Cardinals, if Tua just replaces, would be an all-time move.
Say that again.
I said if Tua switches places with Kyler, that'll be an all-time move. Like we get another little guy in Arizona.
Yeah, it feels like more of the same after what we've seen. These inconsistent little guys coming into the backfield. I think Kirk Cousins would probably look the oddest in a Cardinals jersey out of all the teams that are looking for quarterbacks. I don't know why. I know it's red like the Falcons he was just with, but he looked a little weird in the red. I can picture him in a Jets uniform. Maybe it's because they've like been rehabilitating older quarterbacks and stuff like that for the past couple of years. I could see him in a Browns uniform, but maybe that's just wishful thinking. I could see him in a Steelers uniform as well, but putting him in a Cardinals uniform seems absolutely bizarre.
Yeah, that would be super weird, but I'm here for it.
Amateur Hour said we should petition to call NFL trades swapsies.
Swapsies.
It depends. It depends on if it's an actual swapsie. I feel like some trades are not swapsies. Some trades, maybe it's two separate terms. You trade a pick for a guy, that's not swapsies. Or even like a wide receiver for a running back, that's not swapsies. But if you trade Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford, that was swapsies. Know what I mean? That was two teams doing swapsies right there. 1000% swapsies. Jill, of those teams I listed, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Browns, the Dolphins, the Steelers, the Vikings. If Kyler Murray's not on the Cardinals next year, do you think he starts for any of those teams that I listed?
Sure. Yeah, I think he could. He's definitely good enough. He's got the leg advantage too. He's just short. It feels like just shortness is actually impacting him. But I'm not that confident in the Arizona front office, like just the ownership over there. So I also don't know that he can't get better or overcome his shortness with skill. Like if he's able to become a better quarterback in other areas, then that might help him, overcome these limitations. But I don't know. I'm not that excited. But I could see him on a QB needy team, the Steelers, for instance. If Aaron Rodgers, I think Mike McCarthy would much rather go with an Aaron Rodgers than a Kyler Murray. But let's just say for shits and gigs that they don't. They ship off Aaron Rodgers. They bring in Kyler Murray to run the new Steelers offense under Mike McCarthy. That'd be weird.
Yeah, that just
I wouldn't like it that much.
He screams the 2026 Jets starting quarterback to me. Kyler Murray just screams, I'm putting on the green and I'm starting for the New York Jets. They keep trying, I think, these high upside first round or expired old guys over and over and over again, thinking it's going to fix their team. And Kyler Murray seems like the next one in that line. And they're likely not going to do anything around him to support him like they've done with the last 4 or 5 quarterbacks they've gotten, besides bringing all of Aaron Rodgers' like retirement folk friends to try to support him. So it'll likely be another failure. But it screams the next New York Giants failed quarterback experiment to me.
I could see it. I like Aaron Glenn, but man, like they don't really have an answer at that QB position. So I could definitely see it going with Kyler Murray, and it's basically like shorter Justin Fields.
I'm predicting Kirk Cousins on the Steelers and Kyler Murray on the Jets. Those are the only 2 ones that I feel all right about. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is coming back. We'll see. I feel like he would have been flirting more with the media at this point if he was coming back. Dude,
he is in his off-season hole. Wherever it is that he goes and crawls to after the season, that's where he is right now.
Usually announces that he's going in his hole, though, and he makes a spectacle out of I'm going in my hole and I'm not going to announce what I'm doing until later. Like he was very nondescript at the end of last season and then kind of has just quietly slunk away. It seems anti the way Rodgers demands on not getting attention by asking for attention for not getting attention. Like there's no darkness retreat. There's no ayahuasca news. There's no, I need to think about my future. It's just quiet from his camp. It seems like a dude who's riding off into the sunset and says, you know what? I didn't get it done with Mike Tomlin. There's no way in hell it's happening with Mike McCarthy. I'm out of here.
I don't think he's going that route. I think we're just bored of talking about him. And so the media has left him a little bit more alone this time. And he's just probably doing the same old stuff. He's probably still in his darkness ayahuasca hole. And it's just not that interesting to the media anymore. It's like, oh, that's just what he does in the off season.
I guess that could be true. But I just think like if he didn't get it done with Mike Tomlin, it seems like that's why he went to the Steelers. Like maybe he plays again, but he's a free agent. Like I don't think it's going to be on the Mike McCarthy led Steelers. That's a non-playoff team that Tomlin dragged. You want to make a bet?
Yeah, well, no, because I'm not saying that I think he will. I'm saying that I think he would. Like Mike McCarthy's his old coach. Mike McCarthy is not that strong-minded or strongly opinionated of a coach. That fits very well with an Aaron Rodgers, who is strongly opinionated, who wants to run that offense, doesn't mesh well with these coaches who typically have a way of doing things. And he made it work with Tomlin. Tomlin is a strong leader. Mike McCarthy, it just seems like an easier attempt now at the same thing he made last year. And he doesn't seem like the type of guy that's like, didn't work last year. Let me just throw in the towel. I can't do it anymore. He seems like the opposite kind of guy.
I feel you, but I think he also has shown when he doesn't like the situation, he's out of there. And I think there's some better situations sitting around the league. I think the Minnesota Vikings, they say they don't want to start JJ McCarthy yet. He's not ready. Aaron Rodgers goes and signs over there, ready to rock.
Sick. That would be sick. Justin Jefferson catching the rock from Aaron Rodgers.
Right? Like if that's an opportunity available to him, I don't see any way in hell he goes back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. How about, I know you don't want to make a bet because you're saying it could, but we'll make it more specific. I will say he plays, but not for the Steelers. You say he plays for the Steelers and we can do 2-1 odds on your side. Like the payout is double your way because yours has a specific team. Mine has the field. It's a push if he doesn't play next season.
I guess it still feels like I should get a 32 bonus, like 32 times, 30 times bonus for that.
Let's see how many teams need a quarterback. Jets, he's not going there. So we can count Cardinals. Right, that's a dumpster fire. You think he's going to go to the Browns? Absolutely
You're
not.
Right. Not all 30 are going to take an Aaron Rodgers. Like they're not even in a position to want to. So I get that. All right, I'll take your 2-1 odds, but it's a fun bet for something.
Okay.
I don't know what. Pie to the face or something.
Okay, 2-1 pie to the face bet
on stream.
I said a pie to the face bet. 2-1 pie to the face. You get double pie to the face. Okay, we can do that.
You have to take ayahuasca on stream. You have to go to Aaron Rodgers' darkness hole and take ayahuasca.
Dude, a darkness retreat would be my absolute hell. I think for after like 5 minutes, I'd be like, oh, this is peaceful. I'd take one nap and then I'd wake up and be like, get me the hell out of here. Jay Label stopping by said Darton Neighbors will be a top 5 QB wide receiver duo. JL agrees with that take. He likes that one. JL, what is it about that dart player that makes you believe it's going to happen next year?
It's confidence, it's poise, it's skill, and now it's Johnny Harbaugh teaching him the way. And Malik Neighbors got all the same stuff, and hopefully with legs this time.
Handsome, Hans Samey. We're going to go with Hans. Hans in here. Traded Laporta, 112, and Shador for Brees and Terrence Ferguson. Thoughts, JL? What do you think about this trade?
Laporta, 112, and Shador. Is this a super flex league? Is my first thought.
That makes a difference.
It does make a difference here. I lean on the Brees side because Brees is the best player, in my opinion, here. The 112 is it's getting a little, I think it's a fair trade. It's getting, the 112 is getting there, but I'd still rather have Brees. If this is Superflex, then yes, that's all that stuff I said was related to Superflex. This is non-Superflex, then I don't like that side.
Which side don't you like?
No, I guess both sides. I'm on the Brees side.
Yeah, I was going to say whether this is Superflex or not, I think I'm on the Brees side. But Terrence Ferguson's an interesting name to be thrown in there. It's really just for Brees for me. I'm not really buying into a second-year speculative tight end ad. Pretty consistently, we misdiagnose which young tight ends are going to be able to break out in this league. It's a position that requires a lot of in-league learning. I know the Rams have expressed like confidence in him. They've expressed that they like him, but he didn't see the field much his rookie season. And I don't think they have like an elite playmaker at the tight end position that was keeping him off the field. It's rough. Terrence Ferguson's a Rams rookie tight end this past year who got like,
I was thinking Jake Ferguson.
Jake, that would be a better tight end over there.
Yeah, that'd be a much better pick.
And Amy said super flex. I think this is more fair in super flex, where that other side makes more sense because that 112 is a bit more valuable. And then Shador has value as well because he's just the starter. You can plug him in each week if you need to.
Yeah, I was gonna amend my statement because I said that all stupid wrong. On Superflex, I would take that left side. I would rather have Laporta with the 112 and Shador over Brees and Terrence Ferguson. Because that, yeah, like Simon said, the pick and Shador are going to be a lot more valuable.
I think I still take the Brees side, but maybe this is just I'm excited for Brees not to be on the Jets. I think he's a potential like top 5 for the next few years kind of running back, and that's valuable in Superflex or non-Superflex kinds of leagues.
Yep.
Joey Wright in here said, "Hey, sexy boys. What's up, Joey? Welcome
Joseph.
in, my friend. Glad to have you here."
Good to see you.
Well, John Luke, you ready to get into some hypothetically?
Yes, sir.
You want to explain how this works a little bit to our friends off screen, and then we can go ahead and start?
Yes, we are about to play a game hypothetically in which one of us will propose a hypothetical scenario, a would you rather question to the other. And the other person, simple. This is one rule. Is they got to finish the prompt. They got to answer the question. There's no overthinking. There's no rules other than that. It's just you got to answer it. Simon, you want to go first with yours? Do a little warm up.
I can give you mine. Mine's pretty simple. But Jail, what I would like to know is, were you saying what I like to answer first, or would I like to give you one first?
Give me one first.
Oh, I'll give it to you. Jail, would you rather host a full day of NFL Red Zone with no notice? You're called on a Sunday morning and said, you are the host of NFL Red Zone. You've got 20 minutes. You get stuck in the chair and you are hosting the entire 8 hours of mostly commercial-free football, or be the head ref for next season's Super Bowl with the entire year to prepare. So you have this entire offseason, the entire next season to prepare, study the rule book, learn the ins and outs of refereeing, but you have to referee, be the head ref, the face of the officiating crew for next year's Super Bowl.
Give me Red Zone. This isn't that hard for me.
Really?
Well, it's hard, and maybe this is like a glory versus I'm more loss averse here. I don't want to mess up the Super Bowl for everybody, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be the reason that the Super Bowl is unwatchable. That can't be on me. And I don't really like refereeing is a brand new thing to me. I would have to learn that this whole skill set. Yeah, I got a season to learn, but like, I don't know if a season's enough for me to go to head ref of Super Bowl without messing it up for everybody. And that's really the crux of where I'm like, this is easy because the red zone thing would be hard. Do I get to pee in red zone? Or do I have to Scott Hansen pee?
You got to Scott Hansen it. You can either hold your pee. I mean, you had no time to prepare. You had 20 minutes. So whatever your fluid intake is on average is what your fluid intake was going into it.
It's not going to be good. I can't pee.
I mean, or you can pee under the desk. You can pee in the bottom.
Commercial breaks.
I mean, like, if you remember how those
while I'm commentating,
if you remember how those commercials work, like it's just on the screen. Like oftentimes you're still kind of there. I guess there's times where you're not talking. It cuts to the other announcers, but they could come back to you at any minute.
There's a DraftKings ad, but it's only 3/4, and it's me just like.
Hope your mic is directional.
Yeah,
not picking up the sounds under the table. Or here's the solution: you don't just pee into a bottle. That bottle has a towel in it. So that it goes in. It's like whenever it's like whenever I set up a drip in my faucet because it's gonna freeze. I always put like a washcloth in the bottom so I don't have to listen to all night. You can do that with your pee.
That's really smart. I would have never thought about that. Yeah, I feel like I can. While I'm not saying that my red zone hosting for 8 hours would be fantastic. I've never hosted a red zone style show. I could make it work. I could make it somewhat entertaining. And you know what? A lot of it is just football. And then you have to come in and you add a little bit of zhuzh in it. And then that's it. So it wouldn't be that hard. I'll take that one.
Dude, I think the hardest part would be like, I don't know player numbers. I don't know
things
like
problem.
That. You're looking at the screen over there. And all of a sudden it's the 4th string wide receiver on the Los Angeles Chargers catches a touchdown pass that you didn't expect. And you got to pull that name with the proper pronunciation and be hype about it and sound like you've known that name. Not just for the last 30 seconds, but for the last 30 years since the day he was born.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think you're doing it? Okay. You know what? I really thought with a year to prepare, like I thought your trust in your preparation and your ability to learn might outweigh the downsides of having to go into this completely unprepped. Like in my mind, the unprep is scarier than the prep, even though the consequences attached are so much higher with the Super Bowl. But I get what you're saying. Even with the preparation, you mess up a Super Bowl, that's going to be talked about for a while. You mess up red zone, that is not. Oh, I lost you, and now you're back.
I'm back.
I gave lots of good reasons, but I do not want to repeat it. Everyone in the chat heard it, but you didn't. Joey down here said, hypothetically, it would be JL because Simon and I would giggle way too much during it. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, JL. It was a nice little warm up. Thanks for playing. I told you it was a simple one, but I was curious which way you would go.
That was a good one.
Nice. You like some improv. You trust your improv more than a year of preparation.
Yeah, I'm not messing up the Super Bowl. It can't be me. Can't be me.
I don't know. You get to be infamous. You get to be infamous.
All right, Simon, you ready for your hypothetical?
Let's do it.
All right, hypothetically, you're a 22-year-old NFL rookie attending the 2026 NFL Combine with a full head of hair like this Spencer fellow up there. You've been invited to interview with the Tennessee Titans coaching staff. You walk into the room, and in the far corner, you see three men, Robert Saleh, Brian Daboll, and Gus Bradley, sitting there staring at you, waiting. You sheepishly say hello and walk over to your seat. They say nothing. What do you do? Wow.
Oof. I think the very first thing I do is I try to downplay the head of hair on my head. If they're not going to mention it, I'm not going to mention it at this point. Same philosophy I take whenever I go see a new doctor. If it's not already in a low bun, it's going in a low bun. I've got a hat on, we're hiding it, and I'm going like this. At that point, I have to imagine at least one of them is going to say, so this interview's gone really well. We appreciate the candid answers you've gotten. You seem like a great scheme fit for our team. You would slot into our 4-3 defense really well because clearly you're a defensive player with the build that you have. Big, strong man sitting across from me. But we're really only interested in drafting hairless men at this point. We're doing an experiment in the league. And what I would say to them is at that point, if they're not going to follow my ploy, is I'm taking my hat off, I'm not saying a word, and I'm turning around and showing them the back. I don't know if you can see it, but I am, in fact, a bald man. I would tell them at that point that not only am I balding, but I respect them so much that I'm not ready to jump into the role of baldhood just yet. That's something that you have to earn. There's a reason my hair's been growing out.
You're on your journey.
It's because I'm not viewed as that level of masculine yet. I don't have that kind of leadership talent yet. I don't want to set false expectations whenever I walk into the locker room as a rookie by coming in bald-headed with a spit-shine forehead and making everybody think I got all the answers. No, I'm coming in to learn. I'm coming in with hair, and I'm coming in to learn. Year 2, we're going buzz cut. Okay, that's whenever I start making the transition. Mustache stays on there, but we are going absolute buzz cut. Year 3, if it looks like I'm developing into a locker room leader, that's when the full shot comes. That's when I go full shaved head, and I'm having Saleh do it for me. Saleh's coming down. He's bringing his razor. I want the one that he's accidentally cut his scalp with. I want the blood on it as he goes and he clean shaves me. And we will present me to the locker room as team captain in year 3.
It's a new baby boy.
It's a new baby boy. But
and everybody cheers.
I know they would not want me because of the hair. They think they want these guys who are already bald. I'm just a bald man in training, dude. I'm just a bald man waiting to have that part of me unlocked.
You're a young bald buck.
I'm a young bald buck. Some of these guys, they are bald men in denial. That's not me. I know it's coming, man. I know that that is my future. I'm aware that that's what's going to happen. Right now, I don't have the authority or the necessary skills to commit to that lifestyle yet. I don't want the pressure that comes associated with that. I want to be able to come in as a rookie, sit in the background with my full head of hair, and learn from these bald guys before I commit to their lifestyle.
Robert Saleh quietly takes the razor off the table. Well done, Simon.
You're ready, young man.
Well done. You handled that hypothetical very, very splendidly. We got some people in the chat. Joey said, Simon dresses like he's going to go golfing and he goes to see a doctor because he feels they will take him more seriously. True story. Is that true story, Simon?
100%. Whenever I go to see a new doctor, I think doctors have internal biases and they will treat you differently dependent on how they view you. So I will dress the part of someone that I think they would like to hang out with on the golf course. Someone that they could envision.
Every doctor golfs.
Most of them do, I think.
They do. I think, no, it's right. I'm backing you up.
They really do. So I'm going to put on that outfit and I think it's a little bit messed up, but I also will take the opportunity that I can to get the better care, even if it's by 1%, because I want the best medical care I could possibly receive.
Yeah. Bet you feel like an idiot for bringing it up now, Joey.
No, it's, you know what? He's just saying it. That's a life tip for everybody. Put on the outfit for the care you want, not the care you deserve.
Facts. Spitting game. Ricky Butts in here said, what is this thing on my YouTube feed? I was just thinking about your butt, little Ricky Butts.
What's up, Rick? Welcome in.
Welcome in. And Dynasty David here saying, fantastic answer, Simon. That was a fantastic answer. Are you ready for your next one, Simon?
Let's do it.
We have 3. I got 3 for you today. So 2 of 3. Whoops. What is this? What is this? Let me go.
While you're figuring it out, Joey says, but does every golfer doctor? Nope. At least I sure as hell hope not, given some of the people I've golfed with.
All right, Simon, would you rather win the Super Bowl MVP award or the Walter Payton Man of the Year award?
Ooh, I feel like this should be an easy answer, but it's not. I feel like the thing that you should say is the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Should say.
But a Super Bowl MVP would feel so good, man. Like that would feel so good because in order to be a Super Bowl MVP, you get that moment. And every time I'm watching football or sports in general, and I see someone hit the buzzer beater to win the game, I see someone throw the game-winning touchdown pass, I see someone get the interception that seals it. My only thought is, oh my God, that has to feel so good. Like I can't even imagine how good that feels to have that moment where then 70,000 people in the stands, your whole entire team surrounds you, you're thrown up into the air. Like that has to be like the pinnacle of human experience. And you know what? The Walter Payton Pan of the the Walter Payton Pan of the Year award.
That was great.
Is something where you can do all of the things required to win that and get the I feel like the satisfaction does not come from winning the award. It comes from the action itself. It comes from the thing you did. There's 31 other guys that won it for their other teams. And on top of that, there's even more people that are involved in their community, get to see the impact that they made. If you start a charity that helps children in your community and you don't win this award, you still feel really, really good about the work that you did with those children in your community. So this doesn't say and you're not allowed to do the thing that would make you win a Walter Payton Pan of oh my God. I'm going to be the Pan of the Year.
The Pan of the
Year. The Walter Payton Pan of the Year award. I think I'm pretty confidently, I'm going with Super Bowl MVP, and then I'm using my platform to do good in my community. But man, I am going to live up that moment because I can't help it. Every time I watch those moments in sports, I watch someone win the Olympic gold medal off of something absolutely crazy. I see the crazy shot. I see the touchdown catch. I truly every time think I wish I could feel that. I wish I could feel what that feels like. I know what it feels like to do it in high school wrestling. Know what I mean? I know how it feels to do it in intramural college flag football. I feel on top of the world when I had a pick 6 in intramural college flag football against other engineers. Imagine doing that in the freaking Super Bowl. That would feel so unbelievable. I'm taking Super Bowl MVP. If you change this to the Walter Payton Pan of the Year award, I might go with that one.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that you can't actually pronounce one of them.
Yeah, that would be really embarrassing to get up on stage. So, it's been my lifelong dream to win the Walter Payton Pan of the Year award.
Pan of the Year award.
That's gonna be one of those ones like Gingy Whisker Whale where I can't say it the right way now because it's stuck in my head to say it the wrong way.
They just changed the name of the award to the Walter Payton Pan of the Year award.
Dave says I'm nominating the new pan I recently bought for Pan of the Year. The Walter Payton Pan of the Year.
Non-stick category.
Dude, I don't have any pans that I would nominate for Pan of the Year. They have all just gone downhill recently.
Yeah, every single one of them. All right, Simon, Super Bowl MVP. I would have went with the Walter Payton just for the badge, the jersey badge, not for the good feelings or the happy children, but you get a sweet badge you get to wear that nobody else gets to wear. That's cool to me.
That is cool. But you know what? I'm a Super Bowl MVP. I got a ring. I'm sure they get some sort of award. Probably that trophy that you have showing right there.
Yeah. And then it is the big game stage. Like nobody watches NFL honors except for NFL people.
Except for us nerds.
Yeah. Super Bowl? Lots of people watch the Super Bowl. All right, Simon, your last hypothetical. It's February 2026, hypothetically. You're Sam Darnold, fresh off winning Super Bowl post-game podium. Before the first question, Adam Gase walks out unannounced, grabs the mic and says, "From ghost to GOAT. I always knew you could do it, Sam. I'm so proud of you." And a reporter turns to you and asks, "Sam, confirm for the record, how much credit does Coach Gase deserve?" Gase is staring at you, nodding like you're about to say the right answer. What do you do next?
I would grab the microphone and say, "That's not Adam Gase. That's Vladimir Putin." Does he not look so much like Vladimir Putin in that photograph? You pulled it up and I was like, did you AI Putin in a Jets press conference for this hypothetically?
Adam Gase always look like Putin?
Right? How have I never had that thought before? But that literally just looks like Putin at a Jets press conference. Like about to, and if that's the case, if it is Vladimir Putin and I suddenly have that realization while I'm standing up there, like I suddenly realize like, oh my God, I've never seen Vladimir Putin and Adam Gase in the same place at the same time. My fear level goes to another level. I know what that man's capable of. People fall out of windows. People get hit by cars. People have traffic accidents whenever they say the wrong thing to Adam Gase.
Get wrestled.
I mean Vladimir Putin. So I'm probably looking at him and I'm saying all the credit in the world. I couldn't have done this.
Oh, dang, you go the other way.
I couldn't have done this without Adam Gase in my corner.
Adam Gase.
Without the chip that he created on my shoulder in those first few years of my career, I would have never been able to accomplish what I was able to accomplish. There's sweat running down my face. I'm thinking, how did I never realize this before? His Russian accent should have been a dead giveaway the entire time he was coaching us.
Gase.
His continual use of hockey terms instead of football terms whenever he was coaching us. It all starts
weird thing he did with his eyes.
Yeah, it all starts checking out at this point. There's the pieces are coming together while I'm standing there on the Super Bowl stage, and I wonder why nobody else has ever realized that this is what's happening. That's how Vladimir Putin has infiltrated the U.S. is via the NFL coaching vacancies.
Well done.
And I'm fearful and I'm sweating, and I give him all the credit to avoid falling out of my hotel window while celebrating my Super Bowl victory.
Wow. Well, Adam Gase gets hired as a head coach next year.
It's better to be a shill and alive than honest and dead. And I do think Adam Gase / Vladimir Putin would make sure of it. You know what? I realize why we never realized it, Jail. It's because usually he has a beard, and I think it's probably for that exact reason.
It's like, God, I look like Putin, man.
I think he probably shaved and was like, oh dear God, I look like I look like Vladimir Putin. I can't walk around looking like this.
It's just not who I want to look like.
Dave said Putin is a big run the football guy. 100%.
Right up the middle.
Those were good prompts, Jail. Thank you for pushing me through that. I miss playing that game. It's got my juices flowing. I want to subject you. I mean, I want to prepare some for you going forward. Some more juicy prompts, some more story-based ones for you to run down with.
Can't wait.
All right. Well, guys, I think that is it for us today. Anything else before we jump off, JL?
Nothing.
Adios. I almost said mother effers. I hope my mom's not watching. Don't know why that almost came out.
Mother and also you effers.
To all the mothers and all the effers in the crowd, adios. Follow us on Twitter at FrontYardFYF. Check us out on YouTube at FYF and hit the notification bell. Until tomorrow, we are out of here. See y'all on another time.
Bye-bye.